CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. The significant storm has covered all of Northeastern Ontario. However, each major city seemed to have gotten a different part of the system with varying impacts to all of Timmins, Sudbury, North Bay and the Sault. CTV's Corey Nordstrom starts us off.
As far as pure snow accumulation, Sault Ste. Marie was technically the hardest hit by the ongoing winter storm. In speaking with Environment Canada's Jeff Coulson, he noted that this system has affected each northern city in unique ways. On the west side of the storm, the Sault.
At least 43 centimeters on the ground, and that was only measured as of about 8 o'clock this morning. There's been so much blowing snow that it's been difficult to get really accurate accumulation measurement.
Further east in Sudbury, roughly 34 centimeters of the white stuff touched down before the area was thrown a curveball by Mother Nature that's also impacting North Bay.
Greater Sudbury up towards Timiskaming Shores has now gone over to freezing rain, and that's cutting down the snow accumulations there. North Bay actually over to rain. They're just above the freezing mark.
As the day progressed, folks up north also got in on the fun.
It wasn't too bad initially in Timmins, Cochrane, and Kapuskasing. They were kind of on the northern edge of the storm during the overnight hours. But now some of the heavier snow has moved into those areas too.
A number of services were shut down in both the Sault and Sudbury, including transit, schools, and city buildings. For public works staff in the Sault, it was a way to promote safety while having fewer vehicles on the road while they cleaned up.
We're prioritizing the arterial and collector roadways first and then working our way into the subdivisions. We also were fully staffed to handle all the sidewalk plowing and sanding requirements as well. There is some pretty high winds right now, so there is some drifting snow that's causing us a little bit of operational challenges, but we are doing our best to keep the city moving.
Despite the snowfall, the winds were the driving force in the Sault, at one point leaving many without power.
This morning in the West End, due to the high winds, we had some trees fall on power lines, which caused an outage. Just over 2,000 people were impacted. It was within just under 2 hours. The crews were able to get out there, successfully repair it, and get power back for everyone impacted.
Coulson says the storm will soon leave the northeast as it heads toward Quebec, though, to add insult to injury, he anticipates northwesterly winds off of Superior could bring lake-effect snow for the Sault and Batchewa Bay area into Tuesday morning. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Meanwhile, the city of Greater Sudbury says it could take up to 3 days for its crews to service residential and rural roads. In a notice issued this evening, the city says during a significant weather event, timelines are suspended until the event is over. While road maintenance efforts continue to focus on main arteries, crews have started clearing residential roads. But the conditions have made traditional snowplows less effective, requiring graders and loaders. The city says crews continue to work round the clock. As well, GOVA Transit is expected to partially reopen tomorrow. Several highways are still closed at this hour due to the weather and road conditions. Starting in the east end of the region, Highway 11 from North Bay to Long Lac is closed tonight. Highway 144 from Sudbury to Highway 101. Highway 129 from Highway 554 to Highway 101. In the north, 101 is closed from Foleyet to Highway 17. In the western part of the region, Highway 17 is closed from Batchewana Bay to White River, as well as Highway 631 from White River to Highway 11. And we'll have more on the storm coming up later in our show, but we turn now to other news. Provincial police are investigating a fatal weekend crash in Cochrane involving a snowmobile and a commercial vehicle. OPP say a 19-year-old from Vaughan died after his snowmobile collided with the commercial motor vehicle Saturday morning. It happened at the intersection of OFSC Trail A and 2nd Street. This was the second fatal snowmobile collision in Northern Ontario on Saturday morning. A 65-year-old Wawa resident died after a single vehicle snowmobile crash on Perry Lake northeast of Wawa. That crash happened around 1 a.m. early Saturday. Police say the driver died at the scene, and you can read more on this story on our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Police in Timmins are investigating a homicide after a weapons complaint on Dwyer Avenue over the weekend. One person was shot Saturday and has since died from their injuries. The suspect and victim are believed to have known each other. Police are looking for dash cam or surveillance footage for the area between Father Costello Drive and Highway 101 to Spruce Street between the 12:30 a.m. and 1 a.m. from Saturday, that is. To Sudbury now, where two people were arrested after an hours-long standoff in the community of Valcanon. Around 5:30 Saturday morning, police responded to reports of an armed robbery at a gas station on Municipal Road 80. The suspects were gone when police arrived and called in the K9 unit to help track the suspects to a residence on MR 80. Police contained the scene and shortly after 11 a.m. arrested two people. Police have not said what charges are pending. A family of four has been displaced after a fire tore through a home in Albin over the weekend. French River fire officials say the blaze occurred off Highway 64 late Friday into the early hours of Saturday morning. No injuries were reported and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Officials say the home is considered a total loss. Indigenous Services Minister Mandy Golmasti toured the Northern Ontario community of Kashechewan today. A state of emergency was declared there well over 2 months ago after contaminated water led to a widespread outbreak of a waterborne illness. CTV's Alex Karpa reports.
I'm inside the water treatment plant in Kashechewan First Nation in Northern Ontario. The community declared a state of emergency at the beginning of January when issues arose from this water treatment plant, which forced an order for folks in the community not to use tap water. Hundreds were forced to evacuate their homes, sent to other communities across the province, and they have not been able to return home since that time. Indigenous Services Canada Minister Mandy Golmasti was in community today speaking with leadership and members about the issues that continue to plague this community.
I'm trying to make sure that they have the resource that they need. We're here to focus on mobilizing them, on keeping people secure, giving them the supports that they need. This can be an extremely traumatic process.
While conversations are happening and work is being done to fix the issues in the community, it's expected that the folks who are forced to evacuate may not be able to return home for another 2 months. Alex Karpa, CTV News, Kashechewan First Nation in Northern Ontario.
Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Amanda will have your full weather forecast. But first, we take a look at your current conditions. We're looking at weather alerts first. That orange alert is left over from that storm that blew through today. And taking a look at your current forecast right now, it's snowing in most of our broadcast regions. Some light snow, certainly not what we saw over the past few days. -3 in North Bay, you're the warm spot. We have -19 for Chapleau, -14 for Sudbury and Elliott Lake. We'll have more after the break.
Welcome back from the break. What a messy start to Monday. What a messy start to March break in general. We are going to see some of those conditions taper off by the time Tuesday morning rolls around. And by the time Wednesday rolls around, we'll see a few flurry activity, but nothing quite as significant as we saw over the last 24 hours. 7-day forecast starting with Sudbury Nickel Belt. So we have a few flurries on the way for tomorrow. Nothing too significant. High of -11 degrees. Chance of flurries on Wednesday continuing into Thursday. Flurries on the way for Friday. Once again to start the weekend, the first day of spring there. Chance of snow on Saturday. High of 1. The normal for this time of year is 0. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of flurries for tomorrow. Possibly a bit of sunshine, high of -10, -2 for your Wednesday with some flurries. Chance, a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday, high of +2, just above the normal for this time of year, which is 1 degree. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, high of -14 for tomorrow. Some light snow falling, chance of snow on Wednesday continuing into Thursday. High of -5 on Friday with some snow to start the weekend. Chance of flurries on Saturday. High of -3, and then we might see a little bit of sunshine by the time Sunday rolls around. For Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, a few flurries for tomorrow, high of -12. Very cold for the low, -25. You're going to want to be sure to bundle up there. -6 on Wednesday, chance of snow continuing on into Thursday. Messy conditions to start the weekend, high of -6, and a chance of flurries on Saturday, high of -3. And finally for North Bay, West Nipissing, some snow for tomorrow, high of -10, -21 degrees for the low, -4 on Wednesday, inching closer to the normal for this time of year, which is 1 degree, chance of flurries on Thursday, and snow to start your Friday, high of -2, and then a chance of snow on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud on Sunday, high of -1. So Angela, we still have some messy conditions on the way, but it's nothing quite like we saw over the last 24 hours at least. Sending it back to you.
That's for sure. Thanks so much, Amanda. Now, this extreme weather is impacting some local hospitals in our region. CTV's Madison Marier has more.
Snow accumulation and freezing rain has impacted Health Sciences North's operations.
But what we have done is we have canceled all non-urgent services for today and non-urgent clinics, elective surgeries, anything that could be put off, we would basically cancel that and reschedule it for another day. And as of this point today, we've also made that decision for tomorrow.
However, Timmins and District Hospital remains fully operational.
With having just gone through this between Christmas and New Year's, I think we were better prepared to understand what the impact was going to be to staffing. So we were ready for it.
Both hospitals have had to make adjustments to services.
We looked at increasing staffing whenever possible. We do have a lot of nurses working in non-traditional roles across the organization. So be ready to come in and put on your uniform should there be a need.
We have had a number of staff that have managed to come in very unique ways. So we've heard of lots of stories of staff carpooling with one another, picking each other up, going to dig each other out of driveways. People are snowshoeing into the office, snowshoeing into work. So the dedication and passion of our staff, never ceases to amaze me.
Turnbull says not all HSN staff were able to make it in.
Our teams are operating down a number of people, hence why I also wanted to make sure we rescheduled procedures and appointments where it was safe to do so. So I think for a lot of staff, we even have staff who may be sleeping over in some cases. They may be unable to get back home from the night shift that they were covering from last night.
Both hospitals are asking for compassion during the extreme weather event, and wait times at HSN may be longer than usual. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
The North Shore Health Network is advising the public the emergency department at the Thessalon site will be closed tomorrow. The Thessalon site will be closed from 8 a.m. Tuesday until 8 a.m. Wednesday. The emergency departments at Sioux Area Hospital and the Blind River and Richards Landing sites remain open, along with telehealth services. For medical emergencies, call 911. The weather was also impacting power for thousands of northerners today. According to Hydro One, more than 10,000 customers from the North Shore and Manitoulin Island to Warren and south to French River lost power today. As of 9:30 tonight, most Sudbury and Elliott Lake residents had their power back, but 1,700 homes were still without service on Manitoulin Island. 2,500 customers between Warren, south through French River are still affected. Many of those customers are not expected to get power back until tomorrow evening. Now, many of our reporters were also snowed in today as Sudbury got hard hit by the winter storm. CTV's Lindsay Alick gives us a look at Whitefish from this morning.
Lindsay Alick here in Whitefish, and I just wanted to show viewers how bad the situation is here. As you can see behind me, there is quite a bit of snow in my driveway. My husband just finished plowing, and well, started plowing, I should say, and we probably have about 2 feet of snow in our driveway alone, and he thinks that there's about 1.5 feet on the roadway. He reported to me, checking out our neighborhood, that he found a city snowplow that had been kind of turned on its side and was stuck on a side street here in Whitefish, that there are several trucks that have been stuck, including plow trucks. I've also been chatting with people in Sudbury and heard from one woman that told me that her husband, who's a police officer, actually had to walk several blocks so that he could be picked up in a police cruiser to get to work today. And also that she knows somebody who works at the hospital that took snowshoes just so they could make it into work.
The storm left many people in small and large communities across our region digging out. In Espanola, public works crews, blowers and shovels are working overtime. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
Bill Goodward was busy Monday morning, digging out from the storm. A combination of snow and freezing rain, making it tough going.
Well, I just started it, and I hope to hell I'm finished before dark. Excuse the language, but...
All kidding aside, the 76-year-old says he won't forget this storm.
Well, I've been around a few years, and as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. I can't remember one in the nearest 20 years that'd be close to this.
Most businesses were closed on Monday, given the treacherous conditions. On Tudhope Street, we found a crew who may have sore backs with so much heavy snow coated with ice to move.
I mean, with the amount of snow that come down, mixed with, we had freezing rain at one point and ice pellets, so now we got a hard packed snow with some hard crust on the top, and just got to slog away and just keep shoveling.
The town of Espanola says the declaration of a significant weather event will continue until further notice. The storm prompted an orange weather warning by Environment Canada, and it delivered.
Well, it's definitely the worst storm we've seen this season. It's the worst storm we've seen in a long time here. And right now we're just working on the bank here behind us, trying to clear the doorways, get that going. And it's a slow process this morning. Very happy we didn't lose power. I heard places on Manitoulin Island did, so we got lucky.
For people cleaning up after the significant storm, spring can't come soon enough.
Well, yeah, gardening, but I can't see anything till the middle of June like this.
The town says the heavy snow has narrowed streets, and the plan is to wing back snowbanks, to widen roads, and then re-plow for safe travel. As this happens, driveway entrances may be filled in again, and residents should plan accordingly. Alana Everson, CTV News, Espanola.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News, where's your regular anchor, Ian Campbell? Like many of you today, he got stuck at home. He'll tell us how he and his community are weathering the storm. After the break. Well, CTV Northern Ontario's 11:30 anchor Ian Campbell was also impacted by that big storm. He has more from his home in Noelville.
The sun has finally made an appearance. It is a welcome sight given everything this region has been through, the last being a rainfall warning. It has been on and off rain throughout the course of the day. Before that, it was freezing rain. French Riverites also waking up to probably about at least 30 centimeters of snow that the Environment Canada forecasters were calling for. So it has been a hot mess down on most of the area roads. Now, Hydro One also dealing with a power outage affecting most of this community. The reason being they are still trying to figure out, and there's no word yet on when at least 2,500 customers will all be back with their power on. One of the big issues has been the freezing rain weighing down the pine trees. I don't know if you can see some of them behind me. The wind keeps whipping up and I can hear ice just crashing to the bottom. That's been no doubt likely weighing in on some of the power lines in the area. Now, I spoke with the mayor. She's declared a special weather statement department, meaning Public Works is going to try and get out, but they cannot guarantee getting to everyone in the allotted time. So she's asking people to please be patient. They are working their hardest right now. And I spoke with the fire chief as well. He is reminding people, please avoid unnecessary travel. And if you use a generator, they are big down here when power goes out, and sometimes it can be a regular thing. Make sure that generator is in a well-ventilated area. We don't want anyone dealing with carbon monoxide issues. Now, at this stage, the weather area is still under a rainfall warning. All of this rain, there's nowhere really for it to go since all of that snow. The sun is really not going to melt it in time. That is likely going to freeze. It's still going to make the roads quite treacherous. So if you have to be out, please be careful. Ian Campbell, CTV News, Noelville.
The city of Timiskaming Shores has some tough decisions to make. The biggest one doesn't want to keep all of its existing municipally owned buildings. In a recent review of the asset management plan, staff recommended disposing of 6 buildings, which have a combined market value of almost $3.7 million. They include Buck Park Campground, the Building Maintenance Shop, Bun Eckensviller Community Hall, Haileybury Food Bank, Haileybury Medical Center, and the New Liskeard Marina. A bylaw requires them to seek public input before a decision is made. Mayor Jeff Laferriere says there's a lot to consider, including costs.
When we look at accessibility and some of the buildings that we do own, when you look at bringing buildings up to that accessibility standard, you can throw a lot of money at that.
Staff are expected to return to Timiskaming Shores Council later this year with a detailed report. Indigenous music will be front and center at an upcoming music festival in Sudbury. It's called Medwewe Tune, meaning make it sound or play it in Ojibwe. It's bringing artists from all over, including 2 from Atikameksheng. The goal is to celebrate Indigenous music and art, which organizers say they're seeing more of an appetite for these days. Some of the artists include James N. Wilson, who's a French-Canadian Mohawk, and Mi'kmaq artist Drives the Common Man.
With these festivals and the way that we program them, our hope is that, folks come out to see one artist that they may already be fans of or familiar with, but ultimately, walk away having found and discovered yet another fantastic favorite Indigenous artist of theirs.
The show gets underway on Tuesday, March 24th at Knox Hall in downtown Sudbury. Now, everyone loves a great Canadian hockey story, and we certainly have one for you tonight. 3 teams from Newfoundland set to play in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, suddenly found themselves without equipment. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth reports.
This arena is known for producing hockey superstars. But it's also home to a massive tournament. 160 hockey teams playing hundreds of games over March break. 3 of those teams from Newfoundland and Labrador landed at the airport over the weekend, ready to play. But there was a huge problem.
Went to baggage shed to collect their gear, and unfortunately their gear bags weren't here. Gear bags were left in Newfoundland.
It was a devastating setback. The U11 team from St. John's was prepared to return home right away.
We thought that this trip was going to be one where the kids would be sad and upset, we wouldn't be able to play.
Tournament organizers and community members rallied to find a solution.
What do you do when you're a hockey community? You step up and make sure the kids can get on the ice.
They put a call out for gear donations, and the response was overwhelming. Within hours, this room was packed with everything the players needed.
We probably had gear to outfit 20 to 25 kids. Teams started coming in from Newfoundland around 7:30. And they were able to grab everything they needed in order to outfit their kids.
The 3 teams were able to play on the ice, but off ice, they were overwhelmed by the support.
A lot of people reached out to offer support, local businesses, individuals that we don't know, and just wanted to help in any way to create a special moment for these kids.
Tournament chair Jeff McPhee says Cole Harbour is a place where neighbors watch out for each other. And people will do anything to support children playing the game they love.
The hockey community coming together and taking care of everybody, just like we always do.
The U11 team from St. John's captured the championship in their division. The head coach calls it a gold medal finish and a heartwarming hockey experience. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia.
That takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. It's been quite the day in the north. Stay safe, Northern Ontario. Good night.